Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the latest Greek mythology retelling Atalanta by Jennifer Sen. Atalanta tells the story of, Atalanta. She's a daughter of a king, but she was abandoned on a mountain as a baby for the crime of being born a woman, basically. When I was born, they left me on a hillside. The king had given his decree. If it's a girl, expose her on the mountain. And so some unfortunate soul was dispatched from the palace with this unwanted scrap of humanity, a baby girl instead of the glorious heir the king desired. She was then raised by a mother bear, then by Artemis, the goddess of the hunt herself. We see her grow up with other immortal nymphs, raised with their training and their stories. She becomes skillful in the art of the hunt because she watched Artemis since she was a child. There, she also witnessed Arethusa, a nymph, assaulted by a lake god and turned into a lake on a solitary island. And then she also witnessed Callisto, who got pregnant because of Zeus and then got turned into a bear, the nymph that was punished by the goddess Artemis for being victims. Despite everything, she found her own independence, a cave where she can live alone. But then, as the hero quest for the golden fleece started, Artemis too wanted a share of the glory and she sent Atalanta away from the forest she known as home. Argo, the ship that carries them, is one of the most famous Greek mythology, especially the crews, the Argonauts. Heracles, whose name is enough for introduction itself, and then Jason, the leader of the ship chosen by Hera, Argus, the shipbuilder guided by Athena, Orpheus, son of the chief muse Calliope, Meleager, son of Ares, and more prince and demigods than you can know. This is before Achilles, before the Iliad. We even see Achilles' father Peleus in this ship. Then Atalanta, whose name means equal in weight. Chosen by Artemis, she will be the only woman among the ships. First they landed on Lemnos, the land defended and inhabited by only women. Then they goes against Storm due to a blasphemous crew. And then went to Samothrace to praise the gods, fought giants, fought King Amycus and his men, saved the king cursed with harpies, go through Symplegades the clashing rocks, and they go on many adventures until eventually they come to the island where the golden fleece is. It's actually fun reading the story of Argonauts from Atalanta's perspective, because in the original Greek mythology she is the only woman of the ship and is the only adventure tale from a heroine back there. Also, Jason is not that great a character to be the main hero despite being the leader of the ship, because even in the original story, he's a self-entitled dumbass. Jason thought that Hera's blessing was the same as her protection. He didn't see that she had merely given him the chance to succeed. If he failed her, it would be better he died than survive long enough to face her disappointment. But he knew nothing of the gods. Jason thought the world was built for heroes. I knew we had to build it ourselves. The guy left Heracles behind on an island because he's insecure about his own glory. I mean, it's Heracles. And then Medea is the one who actually win him the fleece at the end. I had left my forest for this quest, convinced it would be a feat of heroic glory. But the bulls, the earthborn warriors, the monstrous snake, none of it had been our battle. Somehow, we had been spectator to Medea's victory instead. And he's so insecure about being with her that he ignored his promise with Hera and abandoned Medea and got punished for it. He lived his life reliving his glorious old day by sleeping on a rotting ship of Argo, then died by getting bombed by a collapsing plank of the ship, which I'm surprised is not included in this book. There is a good reason why no one remembers him like they remember Heracles or Achilles, besides the fact that his name is Jason, which seems like a very normal name. So I'm glad that one of the best adventure story, Argonauts, is retold from the perspective of Atalanta, because she's one of the less known Argonauts and one of the most rare heroines of Greek mythology. But with all that said, overall the story is just good, not great. I think the storytelling in Ariadne and Electra by the same author, Jennifer Sen, is more solid than this. The pacing of the story is not as tight as her previous work, because we only see the point of view of Atalanta, and we saw her since she was a baby to a mother in such a short sequences. It kind of feels rushed. The adventure part at the middle also feels rushed since it's in between of her being a baby and being a mother. And even the romance at the end feels really rushed. But to be fair though, there are some really good parts and some great character writing, but most of the characters feels like they needed more screen time to be fleshed out more. Maybe I just have too high an expectation of this book since this is her third book. As I said, the book is not bad. By all means, it's not bad. It's just not great in my opinion. I think fans of Jennifer's previous work can still enjoy this book and its conclusion, but if you're new to her work, I'd recommend reading those two first before this one. That's about it.